Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope Logan is officially off the market on The Bold and the Beautiful. Soap spoilers say this week she accepted Carter Walton's Lawrence St. Victor marriage proposal and is already starting some wedding planning. The self-proclaimed power couple's I-dos could come to a screeching halt though. Will Hope Logan, Annika Noel, sleep with dying Liam Spencer and end her marriage before it starts? Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton medical crisis is getting serious. Despite Dr. John Finnegan's, Tanner Novlan, desperate pleas with his new bro to start chemotherapy, Liam seems to have other ideas. Losing Hope and Steffi seems to have made the Spencer heir give up on life altogether. His kids are now living with other men and his exes. Plus, he watched his own mother deteriorate and eventually pass away during her cancer treatments, and it certainly has skewed his thoughts on chemotherapy. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that when Hope Logan learns Liam is running out of time, she will pay her ex a visit. Hope shut down Liam's recent advances and obvious desire to reconcile, but she will say and do just about anything to make sure their daughter doesn't lose her father. Would she go as far as to cheat on her fiancé Carter Walton to save her? As the soap moves forward with Liam Spencer's emotional goodbyes, rumor has it one of his exes will hop into bed with the dying man one last time. Steffi Forrester's husband Finn has been working closely with Liam since his diagnosis. It would be super shady if Liam slept with his wife right now, but technically Hope isn't married yet. Liam may be on his deathbed, but that won't stop him from putting the moves on his former love and asking her to sleep with him one last time. Hope might try to seduce Liam into getting chemotherapy so that her daughter doesn't have to grow up without a father. No matter how the cookie crumbles, Carter Walton is headed for heartbreak. Do you think that Hope Logan will hop into bed with Liam Spencer during their emotional goodbye? Will their romp inspire him to get help and fight back against the tumor? The night air was still, the soft glow of the city skyline casting an ethereal light over the Logan estate. Hope Logan sat by the window in her bedroom, her mind swirling with memories and regrets. She had spent countless nights battling her emotions, but tonight was different. Tonight, she had made a decision that could shatter the fragile truce she had forged with her own heart. Liam Spencer. His name alone was enough to send shivers down her spine. The man she had once called her husband, the father of her child, the love she had never fully let go. They had shared so much: laughter, tears, passion, heartbreak. And even though they had both moved on, Liam with Steffi and Hope trying to find solace in her career and family, there was a piece of her that would always belong to him. She took a deep breath, her fingers tracing the edge of the window pane. The memory of Liam's touch lingered on her skin, an echo of the love they had shared. But tonight wasn't about rekindling old flames. It was about closure, one final night to say goodbye, to let go of the past that had haunted them both. Hope stood and moved to her vanity, her reflection staring back at her. She applied a soft pink gloss to her lips and brushed her golden hair until it fell in waves around her shoulders. She wanted to look her best, not out of vanity, but because she wanted Liam to remember this night as something beautiful. A gentle knock on the door broke her reverie. She turned, her heart thundering in her chest as Liam stepped into the room. He looked as handsome as ever, his hair slightly tousled, his blue eyes searching hers with an intensity that made her knees weak. "Hope," he said softly, his voice a mixture of hesitation and longing. "Liam," she replied, her voice trembling. He closed the door behind him, the click of the latch echoing like a heartbeat in the silence. He took a step closer, and then another, until he was standing in front of her. The air between them crackled with unspoken words, years of history packed into the space of a single breath. "Are you sure about this?" he asked, his hand reaching out to brush a strand of hair from her face. Hope closed her eyes at his touch, her heart aching. "I need this, Liam. Just one last time. No expectations, no strings. Just us." His lips curved into a sad smile, and he nodded. One last time. They stood there for a moment, their foreheads pressed together, breathing each other in. And then, slowly, carefully, they began to undress each other. There was no rush, no urgency. This was not the frantic passion of new lovers, but the tender intimacy of two souls who knew each other's scars. Liam's hands were gentle as he peeled away the fabric of her blouse, his lips trailing kisses down her neck. Hope sighed, her fingers threading through his hair, pulling him closer. She felt the warmth of his breath, the softness of his lips, and for a moment, the world fell away. They moved to the bed, the sheets cool against their skin as they sank into each other's embrace. Liam's touch was both familiar and electric, his hands tracing the curves of her body with reverence. Hope gasped as he kissed her collarbone, her back arching in response. "Liam," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I'm here," he murmured, his lips finding hers in a kiss that was both tender and hungry. They lost themselves in the rhythm of their bodies, their sighs and whispers filling the room like a symphony. Each touch was a memory, each kiss a promise. They moved together with a grace born of years of love and loss, their bodies remembering what their minds had tried to forget. When they finally lay tangled in the sheets, their breathing ragged, Hope pressed her cheek against Liam's chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart. She closed her eyes, letting herself believe just for this moment that they were still that couple who had once dreamed of forever. "Do you remember the first time we were together like this?" Liam asked, his fingers tracing lazy circles on her back. Hope smiled, her lips brushing against his skin. "Of course I do. It was in that little cabin in Big Bear. You were so sweet, so gentle. I thought my heart would burst." Liam chuckled softly, his hand slipping into her hair. "I was so nervous. I wanted everything to be perfect." "It was," she said, lifting her head to meet his gaze. "You were perfect." They lay there in silence for a while, the weight of their shared past pressing down on them. Hope felt the tears welling up in her eyes, but she blinked them away. She didn't want to ruin this moment with sadness. This was their goodbye, their chance to remember the love that had once consumed them both. "Hope," Liam said quietly, his voice tinged with regret. "I'm so sorry for everything, for all the times I hurt you, for all the times I let you down." She reached up, cupping his face in her hands. "We've both made mistakes, Liam. But tonight isn't about that. Tonight is about us. About remembering that no matter what happened, we loved each other. And maybe, in some way, we always will." He leaned down and kissed her again, slow and sweet, a kiss that tasted of forgiveness and farewell. When they finally pulled apart, Hope felt a sense of peace she hadn't known in years. They talked for hours, their voices low and intimate. They shared memories of their life together, the good, the bad, the in-between. They laughed at the silly fights they used to have, and they cried for the dreams that had slipped through their fingers. As the night wore on, they made love again, this time slower, more deliberate. Hope wanted to memorize every detail, the way Liam's eyes darkened with desire, the way his hands moved over her skin like a prayer. She wanted to hold on to this feeling, to tuck it away in her heart where it could never be touched by the outside world. When dawn began to break, painting the sky with soft hues of pink and gold, they lay side by side, their hands intertwined. "It's morning," Liam said softly, his voice heavy with the knowledge that their time was almost up. "I know," Hope replied, her heart aching, "but I'm glad we had this. I needed it." He kissed her temple, his breath warm against her skin. Me too. They dressed slowly, the air between them heavy with unspoken words. Hope watched as Liam pulled on his shirt, the sight of him so familiar and yet so foreign. She knew that when he walked out that door, everything would go back to the way it was. He would return to Steffi, and she would find her own way forward. But for this one night, they had been theirs, and that was enough. As Liam stood at the door, he turned to look at her, his eyes filled with a mix of longing and sorrow. "I'll always love you, Hope," she smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. "And I'll always love you." He took one last step forward and kissed her gently, his lips lingering on hers, as if he could imprint the memory of this moment on her soul. And then he was gone, the door clicking shut behind him. Hope stood there for a long time, her fingers pressed to her lips. She felt the emptiness of the room, the finality of what they had done. But she also felt a sense of release, a weight lifted from her shoulders. She walked to the window and watched the sun rise over the city, the light spilling across the skyline like a promise. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. There would be days when she missed him so fiercely it would feel like a physical ache. But there would also be days when she would smile at the memory of this night, of the love they had shared, and know that it had been real. In the end, Hope understood that some loves were meant to burn bright and fast, leaving behind a trail of memories that would last a lifetime. And though their story had come to an end, she knew she would carry Liam Spencer in her heart forever. As the morning light filled her room, Hope took a deep breath and whispered to herself, "One last time. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news."